Welcome to a midweek live stream. It's just kind of a surprise thing that I wanted to do. Middle of the week, early afternoon on the eastern coast of Western New York in the United States, but I'm trying to reach out to my subscribers from Europe, try to get them involved in one of my live streams. If you're just joining us, please click like as you enter. Please join the live chat. I talk about different projects, talk about your projects. I'll put my email address up there. You can email me a picture of your car. We'll talk about your car, anything that you have in mind. We had an awesome live stream on Saturday. I did classic car trivia, and we had a lot of participants, and it got some good reviews. It was fun, kind of like hanging out with your friends playing a board game. There was no prizes. I did put everyone's name up on the screen that had participated and had the most right answers as bragging rights, just for fun for the channel. We had a lot of people from around the world join us. We had somebody from the Philippines. We had Canada, Mexico, different parts of the United States. I thought this last one we had England. Prior live streams I've gotten as far as Kenya, New Zealand, and Germany. So I'm just reaching out to everyone around the world just to say hello. If you're just joining, you've never been to my channel before, please subscribe. If you like classic cars, automobile repair, have any questions, got years of experience in the dealership world. I have a passion for classic cars, restoring cars, saving cars from the junkyard. So that's kind of the MO of this channel. And we like to make it a community so everyone can participate. Gotten a lot of good input from subscribers and friends of the channel that email me pictures of their car. We talk about them, talk about what they did with their car, how they got it, where it came from, why they like it. A lot of different things. So it's kind of fun. If you're a car person out there, guys and girls, throw your name in chat. Tell me where you're from. I can't tell right at this moment what the stream in terms of how many people are watching. This is just unplanned. I just got home early from hanging out at my buddy's shop, and I said, hey, why don't I throw a live stream together and see what is going on out there. So that's why I did this. Kind of wanted to see where everyone is in the world. Say hello to you. If you've never been in one of our live streams, kind of have fun. It's kind of like family, kind of like friends hanging out. A lot of different things we talk about. We did car trivia, like I said, this last Saturday. It seemed to go over well. Everyone had a chance, even the participants that weren't necessarily car fanatics, but our friends of the channel that joined us. Everyone got to be involved, and it was kind of fun. Not going to lie, I'm a little biased, but I did get honest feedback from people that I have in the past given me honest feedback as to pros and cons of different ideas for the live stream. We do our live streams on Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is New York time. And wherever you are in the world, I really enjoy meeting people and talking with people from around the world. Find that the internet these days, gives us the opportunity to make the world a smaller place. We do have some comments in chat. Adam saying hello. And I can see your chat. I'm sorry, I was bouncing around different things. Emzia asking me if I employ illegals. Well, not that I know of. Interesting question. Adam and Emzia, where are you in the world? Comment down below where you are watching from today. It's a random Wednesday afternoon here in Western New York. Thought I'd get on the live stream. I wanted to do a little early afternoon, a couple. I did catch some. I have a subscriber in the Philippines and wanted to get him involved, and he was able to see the live stream in the Philippines, and it was random. We're just talking like this. So at any rate, I did put my email address on there. If you got a car and you want to talk about it, email me a picture of your car. We can put it up on the screen and chat with everyone about it. Even if you're not a car person, just come in and say hello. Tell me where you are in the world. But as I commented to the commenters, I don't know if they left or... So you can see Adam. If you see the chat, say hi. So I said hello. Put you up on the screen so everyone can see. Do have a couple of videos I was going to play. And then this is the only thing that Emzia said. If I'm pronouncing that properly, I apologize if I'm not. Do I employ illegals? No, I don't employ anyone. I am my own employee, I guess. But at any rate, we're just chatting live here for anyone around the world. I do have the ability, hopefully, to see how many people are watching at this time, just because I think that, hey, it's on a delay. I don't want to hear me talk. I just wanted to see how many people are out there. If you're just joining us, please click like. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, I ask that you subscribe. If you're into cars and want to talk about your car, this is the channel for it. Just have the opportunity to get car people together and talk about their projects, talk about what I'm working on, talk about different things that I'm facing in terms of challenges in the shop and whatnot. Kind of the open space, open air where we can talk about different car projects. I did want to mention the one thing that came on the radar as of recent, like yesterday. Somebody had selling a 1930s model Chevrolet that hasn't run since 1951, I want to say. Supposedly it was stolen and then recovered, and then it just sat. So that would be a fun project to get my hands on. Kind of in negotiation with them right now. Though I have enough projects, this is true. You can never have enough, I don't think. So that's just my opinion. According to this, I only have 3 people watching. If you're one of the 3 people watching, please dip into live chat and just say hello. It doesn't give me, I used to be able to see, it used to give me like kind of a graph as to how many people are watching. And I do have the live stream comments up where I can type in a comment. And you should be able to see what I type like that. But I had Adam and Enzia say hello, and then we kind of lost. So Oliver's here. Oliver, South Africa. All right. Hello, Oliver. I want to put that up. This is a new country for our live stream, and I appreciate you being here. My connection to South Africa is indirect, but a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, sells Superformance Cobras. AC Cobras, like Shelby Cobras way back from the 60s, but they're reproduction vehicles. Superformance uses the original stamps that were made to make the original AC Cobras. They produce brand new vehicles, body kits. It's not really a kit car, it's just reproduction vehicles in South Africa. That's Superformance. He is a dealer here. And they ship the car complete, minus the drivetrain, from South Africa, the United States, or anywhere in the world there's a Superformance dealer, at which point they can put in their own driveline. Typically would be, big block or small block Ford, manual transmission or automatic, drop in whatever you want, and then voila, you got a brand new classic Superformance AC Cobra. Kind of cool, actually. I should have pulled up some of his vehicles, because he lists them on Marketplace, and people buy them from around this area and a few states away. So we're in Western New York, near Niagara Falls, to give you a kind of a pin on the map. About 45 minutes away from Niagara Falls, in the outskirts of the Buffalo area. In fact, the airlines that fly into Buffalo, many of which fly either in my front or backyard on their way into Buffalo, that's just kind of, we're in the path of the air traffic coming into Buffalo Niagara Falls Air Force Base. Buffalo Niagara Niagara is different than Niagara Falls Airport. Niagara Falls Airport shares that field is shared with the Air Force. One side is the Air Force, and the other side is civilian planes for the runway. That's a different airport, but in the area. So according to what I can see on here, I got 8 people watching. If you're new to the live stream, never been here before, dip in, say hello. I just had Oliver say hello from South Africa. Appreciate everyone from around the world. I have a specific story. I'm looking for any of my subscribers or anyone joining us from Germany. I have kind of a special story related to history. No matter where you are in the globe and whatever your politics are, it doesn't matter. This is historically related to my sister-in-law's dad, who was in World War II. She posted for Veterans Day a picture of him in Germany in 1945 in a town that ended up becoming a town that was on the border of East and West Germany. There's a museum there next to a house, and I sent an email to the museum in Germany, in German, which I did take 5 years of German, but I don't speak German very well. And I was looking to see if that house still exists. It would be neat to see what it looked like now. So if you're just joining us, please click like, and please join us in chat. Please tell me where you're from. I'll put it on the screen. You can talk about whatever car issues or car subjects you guys want to talk about. Just kind of doing a random live stream. I'm going to drink some water. This is Waterloo, sparkling water they call it in England, but it's just basically kind of like soda or pop or whatever you call it, wherever you are, but it doesn't have any sugar or anything in it, so keeps my throat from going dry just talking randomly. So we only have a few people watching at this time. Sometimes the YouTube algorithm is very unique, so I'd like to get as many people as possible watching, and that requires a little bit of help from you guys. If you please click the like button, jump into live chat and tell me where you're from, say hello to you. I'd like to get people from around the world here. It's really unique to me that I can broadcast from my basement and I get people from around the world. I've had Kenya. Today we had South Africa. That's a first for that. Arif AK is here. Hello. You're in Iraq, aren't you? Oliver. So we're going to say hello, Arif AK. I'm glad you joined us. Oliver, he's in South Africa. Very nice. He's been some of those cars busy with first V8. All right. 266 International. That's how we got to work in engineering here now. So, Oliver, tell me about this 266 International. Are you talking like an International Scout? Is that a small International V8? I'm not familiar with that vehicle per se. So, oh, I'm sorry, Arif, Syria. So, Arif is in Syria. I'm sorry, I'm confusing. I had somebody from Iraq in the chat. It was Saturday or the Saturday before, and I I'm confusing that just because in my tiny brain that is like a old Pentium computer, I'm not able to, decompartmentalize different countries or states in the world. I just kind of zone in on an area. So obviously the Middle East has many, many countries, and Erifika's in Syria. And I welcome you back to live stream. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are going well wherever you are in the world. And I enjoy getting to meet and say hello to people from around the world. I do have my email posted. If you have a vehicle, for example, Oliver, if you got a picture of your International that you're working on, first V8, I'd love to see a picture of it. I'd post it on the screen so everyone can see it. It's kind of fun, I think, being wherever you are in the world. We can talk as friends. Join in the stream. Please click the like button coming in. Please join us in the live chat. Let's talk about what you're working on. What are you working on right now? I have that 1959 Rambler that I'm working on. I'm working on making a fender from scratch. Never done it before. I'm not by any means any type of sheet metal expert, but I did find a fender for it because it was missing a fender when I got it. That fender is halfway across the United States, and because of the distance, the shipping, it costs more than what I paid for the entire car. So it just doesn't seem worthwhile. So I'm going to make a fender. So Erifika, what's the live topic? The live topic is whatever you want it to be. We can talk about your car. If you have a vehicle you're working on or a vehicle you're interested in talking about, put it in live chat. Email me a photo of it. I can put it up right on the screen. I think I have the technology to do it. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun talking with everyone here. And it's interesting to see where you are in the world. I mean, the internet makes the world a much smaller place and gives you the opportunity. This platform gives us the opportunity to talk to other car people from around the world, talk about your projects, what you're working on, what you're looking for parts for. We can discuss different situations, problems, whatever. I don't like getting into politics, so we tend to stay off that topic because politics, quite honestly, can divide us, where cars, I think, can bring us together. So that's typically what I like to talk about. I did want to talk about some historical things related to World War II. And if you don't mind, I'd love to jump into that in a second. If you don't mind, I don't want to say it's politics related. The only thing relative to it is that it's related to World War II. So give me a second. I'm going to try to post on the screen what I was talking about. So my sister-in-law, so in the United States, Monday was Veterans Day. So we honor our veterans from all the world wars all the way through. And obviously nobody likes war, but the historical part of it, we want to honor those who sacrificed, gave their life, whatever. And this pretty much, I think, happens around the world in every country, because every country has their own military typically, and people that serve, they serve their country proudly, and some don't survive that. And it's pretty deep sacrifice when you think about how much it affects families and the world in general. At any rate, so the subject of Veterans Day, specifically World War II, my sister-in-law posted a photo of her father, who has since passed at a ripe old age of 95, I thought, and he's in his 90s, I think, when he passed. So what he was doing in Germany as the war progressed, World War II was coming to a close. There was a picture that he took with a puppy that he must have rescued or received or got. I don't know how he got this puppy, but his puppy's name was Kaput. He got a picture in front of a house in a border town in Germany between East and West. So I am putting in some of my own historical knowledge, and I'm not by any means any expert in history, but picture was, now there is a museum there. So it was a border town between the east and west. So maybe when Russian troops came up through the east and the Allied troops came through the west, this is kind of where they met, and that was the buffer zone. There is a museum there now. I actually emailed the museum, which their website's all in German, so I use Google Translate because my German, I did take 5 years of German, but it's not very good, to ask them, hey, does anyone know if this house still exists, the address? I'd love to see if there's a modern picture that we could see of the house that my sister-in-law's dad had his picture taken of when he was in Germany during World War II. So I'm going to briefly try to pull that up so you guys can see this, all right? So it's actually a pretty neat picture. And I don't know what magazine this was published in and when it was published, but it's kind of an old historical. I'm going to share the screen. And we're going to go with there we go. Are we ready? So hopefully you can see this in live stream. So this is a picture. Let me see if I can dip out of there. This is a picture of my sister-in-law's dad during World War II. You can't really see it because it's on the vertical stream, but Oliver, see my email address? Send me a picture to funwithcarsj@gmail.com. And I'll post your project on the for all to see. Anyways, if you look, I don't know if you can see this picture that I'm posting up here. It's my sister-in-law's dad. He's got his gun. This is the tail end of World War II. And on top of his gun is a little puppy that he has. The puppy's name is Kaput. In German means broken. And in front of a house in a town in Germany that is named Katharinsburg, Germany, which in my research, and this is only on research online, found was a border town between East and West Germany, and there was a border gate there for some time. Now it is a historical museum. I emailed them with this picture, to ask them if anyone knew if the house that's in the back of the picture still exists, what the address is of it, and it would just be neat to see. So hopefully they get back to me, because it would be neat to see if that house still exists. I have a farm that our house is built on, an old farm property. We have a picture that the farm and farmhouse and everything are still there. We have a picture of the family that owned it from 1898. And then there was a photo taken like 100 years later in 1998 of the same house and barn, street, and see how it looked way back then till now is kind of interesting to me. I like the historical factor of, how people live, what they're into. So I don't know if you could read my t-shirt. This is my new t-shirt. I used to be a people person, but people ruined it for me. So I thought it would be some fun for the live stream today. All right. So I'm going to show what Oliver's working on, or put what he had posted about it. You just got the motor. So, I've been in Bike Mac and never touched other motors besides. But okay, so his whole life, Oliver's been working on bikes, and he's never touched other engines. So if you got if you're talking motorbikes or motorcycles, as we would call them here in the States, if you're working on that compared to a V8, your first V8, it's essentially the same thing. The only difference is you're probably working on something with distributor. So you got ignition wires. It's not like coil over plug. And I am waiting for Oliver to send me that photo because I would like to see what it looks like. I have not received it as of yet. I'll reload my email just to see. So this Waterloo sparkling water is all right. Got it at Sam's Club. It's not. I've had better things, but all right, Oliver. We can see quite. I don't know, Oliver, if you were able to email me that picture. I haven't received it as of yet. So this is something I haven't tried doing when we're talking live, is to have somebody in live chat send me something via email. But I'd love to get you guys involved and talk about your projects. I find that fascinating because what is popular here to work on, or what is desired here in the United States, and particularly Western New York, is completely different to what people are into in Europe or South Africa or New Zealand or wherever you are in the world. So I'm just waiting for Oliver's picture to come through because I would like to see the project he's working on. So we haven't had that come through as of yet. I don't know, Arif, are you still here? Arif, if you're still in chat, please send me a picture of what you drive, what you're into. I know you can't see what I'm looking at. I'm looking for my Fun with Cars J email address, see if I got the photo that Oliver was sending me, because I think that would be awesome to see. So I can see, so I'm checking a couple different things. I look at my YouTube account, but I'm broadcasting this to StreamYard, which is a third-party vendor for live streams and things of that nature. So, for example, not last weekend, the previous 2 weekends on my normal Saturday live stream, I had guests on. So I had Mexican Spec from Mexico. We talked about his cars, his vehicles, and then the next Saturday, very special guest, we had the Motor Oil Geek, better known as Lake Speed Jr., come on. He's got a super large channel on YouTube. I do encourage anyone that hears this to check that out because it's pretty intense, the stuff that he does with motor oils. He's doing a history of motor oil series right now, which is interesting in itself. So I did really enjoy having him on. We specifically were talking about the 37 Oldsmobile engine that I'm working on and the correct oil to use in that. Other than the, hey, Mr. Ink. Yeah, I'll put your thing on there. So Mr. Ink says, hey, you shut up. Thanks. I won't, though. The nice part about this is I'm in control of everything. So I can talk or shut up anytime I want to. It's the fun part about this. So good to see you. So we've been live about 30 minutes. And OG. Oh, all right. You've been. This is funny, actually. OG, I'm putting this on the stream here. He's been trying to reach me for about my extended car warranty. the memes that I see of the extended car warranty things are so funny that I can't get enough of them. So absolutely made me laugh. I like that kind of stuff. We like having fun here. It's all about having fun. Please, you guys, type in chat where you're watching from in the world. So far, we got Syria and we have South Africa, which Syria, Arif's been here a few times and enjoy him coming in. Oliver's first time from South Africa, as far as I remember. We've had New Zealand, we've had Kenya, we've had England, Germany. I do a lot of, shouldn't say a lot, but I have quite a bit of content related to Volvo and Jaguar. So I do get a few of my subscribers from England, from Sweden, maybe Germany, anywhere in Europe that runs Volvos, Jaguars. I get some subscribers from that content, but this channel is all about cars, car talk. And if I have my email up on the screen, if you have a project or something you want to talk about, send me a picture in my email and I'll post it up on the screen. Even you, Mystery Inc. Okay, so this is an interesting topic. So I've never had African food before, at least not to my knowledge. There is a restaurant in Western New York that is African cuisine. So I only went on their website. It's something that I do want to visit because I would love to try, cuisines from different parts of the world. I'm not into the weird stuff like fried bugs and all that stuff, but some of the cuisine that, like when my wife's family visited from New Zealand, they're all about, when my wife was there, like, oh, we're having hot dogs, and their version of a hot dog versus what we're used to, especially here in Western New York, two different things. Theirs was more like sausage, I guess. I don't know. That's how my wife described it. I didn't see it, but I do like hearing about cuisines from different parts of the world. OG, I don't remember you telling me where in the world you are, and Mystery Inc., I know you were here to troll a little bit, but it's all in good fun. So at any rate, OG's favorite African food is Djibouti. So I don't know if that's a joke too. I mean, I could read that a different way, but it is what it is. All right, OG's in South Carolina. So we just drove through the Carolinas on our way to Florida in August. We went to Universal Studios. After we got back from Universal Studios is when I bought that Rambler, 59 Rambler American, because the Universal Studios hotel we stayed at was 1950s themed, and they had a lot of car-related videos on there that were different things. So Mystery Inc. Said Mazda MX-6, second generation, terrible to get parts for, almost impossible. 79 Trans Am, just finished, was easier. Okay, I agree with that. I don't have much knowledge or experience with Mazdas per se, at least in the MX-6 vintage. I am running into the hard to find parts thing with the AMC Rambler American right now, and I just I can feel that it seems like certain vehicles, so Trans Am obviously is the F-body GM cars. Those were desired. People saved them. People didn't scrap them. So in the instance of at least my AMC Rambler American, which was in 1959, built as the lowest priced car new in America. So people didn't want, it wasn't very popular in terms of, people may have bought a lot of them to get a new car, But when they were done with them, people were like, "Oh, you got to save that because it's worth something." Whereas a Trans Am, Camaro, F body, GM, they're like, "Yeah, we better save this," even if it was in rough shape. They still saved them because people wanted them. Whereas my Rambler, not many people wanted them, and I'm having a real tough time finding parts, specifically a right front fender for it. So I'm making my own, which is ridiculous. But and OG, everybody like and subscribe, or I'll stop by and leave your milk out. Okay. OG says you can't drive anymore. Apparently, multiples of accidents are frowned upon. Well, I could see that. Maybe the insurance company gets a little upset by that. It happens. It happens. We're not judging. So, Mystery Inc. So, I'm watching my email count just to see. I know Oliver is going to send me a picture of his ride. I would love to post it. You're welcome to send me an email. I'll post a picture of your project right up on the screen. We'll get talk about it. I wish I had, so before StreamYard, and maybe it's because I don't know where they moved it to. They used to tell me how many people were watching. Like I could almost watch it live, like a graph, but it doesn't post that anymore. So the fact that somebody's watching from South Africa, somebody's watching from Syria, that's pretty amazing to me. Don't you? I don't know why I geek out over that, but I just think it's like two random people were just chatting about cars, find common ground from around the world, and it could be 2 a.m. where you're at, or 7 a.m. I don't know. And it's a random afternoon here in Western New York, and all of a sudden we're talking cars, halfway across the world, not knowing each other, and put your car right up on the live stream. Anyone in chat, we could talk about it. You can make fun of my projects. I don't know. I don't know if I can post what I wanted to post. So I have different things that I could show you that I think are interesting. So I got some pictures here. Let me present this here. So, oh, you are watching it right now. So this is a picture of my friend Mark's MG that he got. This is Dale Schisler, one of our subscribers, friends of the channel. This is his dad's Chevelle. Chevelle? Yeah. Anyways, Chevy, 64. And it's a museum. Now, this is Mike's 280ZX that he had bought in brand new, and got married, bought a house, whatever the case was. The car sat for 26 years in his garage, not being driven. And this year, he started dusting it off, and just so happened I contacted him in the right spot. We got it running. He got driving on the road again after 26 years. It's a beautiful car, and he's excited to be able to take it to cruise nights and car shows and all that kind of jazz. So that's kind of the fun part about cars. All right. Oh, and so I'm sorry, getting back to live chat. OG, his newest hobby is a puppy. I would say that's probably fulfilling. Mystery Inc. They have some AMC vehicles in the junkyard. I know there's a Javelin AMC truck. AMC Rambler American 1959. That's what I'm looking for. What? And cars are so cool. Oh, you might be talking about the cars that I was showing. So this is my Rambler American that I bought for $400. So it's in pretty tough shape. From the, I was going to say DNA analysis, but it's basically the carbon dating the coffee cans that are in the car and the battery. My guess is that the last time it was worked on and running condition was late 70s, early 80s, like very early 80s, maybe 82. So I bought this thing. It's missing this right front fender, and it's in tough shape. This is Flora and her dad. That was one of the cars that I featured on the channel. Triumph TR6 that her dad passed away, and they were selling it to settle the estate. They were going to scrap this car, and they got it this summer, got it running and driving, polished it up, and this was Flora driving it for the first time. We met at a local park. She got to drive it around the park she's never driven a car before. She's only known it from when she was a young kid to when she graduated high school, went to prom and everything. And then her dad sadly passed 4 years ago. And this is the last piece of the estate, and got it running. And she bought it back from me, which is what I offered her. I said, I don't have any interest in Triumphs or anything, but I saw her right up on Marketplace, and I was like, man, it sounds like they were going to part this car out or just dump it or junk it, and I couldn't let that happen. And she has, well, you can see the clouds reflecting off the hood. That's how nice it polished up. Car is pretty sweet. So it's when I visited the Lamborghini dealership in California. So I can never remember the beach name of that. OG says, the only AMC I've been in is a theater. Yeah, I agree with that. Mystery Inc. Oh, he's going to look in the yard, see if there's any AMC Rambler Americans. And OG wants to wrench on a car. And OG's coolest car was a modified Honda CRX. Now, I remember when those came out in the 80s, if I'm correct on that. I can remember the hatchback style Honda that was popular, and the insignia logo on the back kind of was backlit from what I remember between the taillights. I thought the CRX had like backlighting, kind of like Pontiac used to do too. And that's what I remember about the Honda CRX. So now I did get an email. Let's just look here. All right. Javier. So I'm afraid of downloading this, but oh, it's a video? Okay, so Javier has got, I don't know if you're still able to see this. Are we able, what's presenting? So I'm going to take this down, and I'm going to do a share screen so that you guys can see what. Oh, all right, cool. So he's got a video of the engine that he's got for his International. So let me see if I can pull that up on the screen. Hopefully you're still in chat, Javier. I don't see you typing anymore, but I do want to show everyone because I said that you sent it to me and I was going to present it. So okay, let's see if this works the way I think it should. This is Olivier's International V8. So hopefully, are you guys able to see it? Type in chat if you're able to. If you're able to see that, all right, I'd like to play it again so you can see it. That's a pretty heavy duty engine crate there. That's pretty wild. A lot of angle iron. That looks like it could hold a diesel engine, heavy diesel engine. Now, Oliver's in South Africa. Now, Oliver, hopefully you're still here, and I'm interested to know. Okay, so let's. So Oliver's got two exact V8s. The other one is stripped at engineering. I'm assuming engineering you're talking about like a machine shop. We would call that a machine shop where they disassemble the engine, check all the specs, replace the bearings and piston rings and everything, machine the cylinders. Assuming that's what you're referring to, it's just different lingo a little bit. Real quick back to that, but I just want to post up here. OG, he's got to get ready for work. Thanks for sharing time with us. No, thanks for coming to live stream. Do live streams on Saturday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're available, come join us. Last weekend we did car trivia. We had some fun just hanging out. But I appreciate you checking in and saying hi. So I want to go back to Oliver's. So he's got two, and have fun at work, by the way, OG. He's got two exact V8s. One stripped at engineering. I'm assuming that's a machine shop, or at least what we would call a machine shop here in the United States, where they work on the components to make it back to original or usable condition. He wants to make stop motion video for YouTube. Posted my first video and dyno test in my garage. Okay, that's cool. So you're building a YouTube channel, it sounds like. And if you get it up and running, send me a link to it. I'll gladly post it on my channel. I'm sure car people that hang out on my channel would love to see what hot rodding is like in South Africa, because that's kind of unique to us. Like I said, my only South African connection to the world of cars is my friend sells Superformance AC Cobras, which are manufactured in South Africa. So, and then Oliver, I'm going to put this up too. You got two exact V8s. One, oh wait, is that the same thing? Oh, it's the same thing he said twice. I think, or I read it twice the wrong way. Anyways, I appreciate you sharing that with us. That was actually kind of cool. And if you get it, you have a video of it running, I'm glad to post it for all to see. If you are watching from around the world, anywhere in the world, please send me a email at my email address, with a picture. In this case, Oliver sent a video of him walking around his engine on the engine stand, which is like, I was impressed with the heavy duty part of how that engine stand was built. I've never seen anything that strong except for like a diesel engine coming in for a Mack or a Volvo truck. When I worked at the truck dealership, it would come in a big metal crate so that it wouldn't roll in shipping. It would have to be loaded and unloaded with a forklift. That engine stand kind of looks like it has wheels so you can move it around at some point. I don't know if you use a floor jack on one end. It was kind of cool. So I just double checked my email to make sure no one else emailed me something they wanted to show, talk about. The international, Oliver, what vehicle is that going in? What kind of international scout, international truck? I'm curious about that because I am not exactly sure what you are putting that V8 in. Like, what year is it? What year is that vehicle? Was International a common brand in South Africa in the 60s, 70s, 80s? I don't know how long they ran until. I know South America had some Toyotas running different engines that were already phased out in the rest of the manufacturing in the world, but they ran them late. Specifically, the one is an inline six-cylinder design that was, at least the design of it, was similar to or exact copy of a 1927 Chevrolet inline six-cylinder engine. Variations of it, obviously, with fuel injection and metric bolts, but they ran the engine design late into production. So we did get some more people joining us. If you're just joining us, please click the like button. If you have anything you want to show to other people around the world, we're just chatting about cars, trying to catch some of my subscribers from Europe, time before they go to sleep, or they're sleeping, getting ready for work the next day. It's literally 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States, specifically Western New York, about 45 minutes from Niagara Falls. That's the pin on the map that most people can understand where that is. Not New York City. New York City is about a 7-hour drive on the other end of New York State from where I'm at. So OG had to go to work. Oliver, hopefully you're still here. I enjoyed you sending that video. We all got to see your engine. Love to know what that was going into. It says you got 2 engines, and one's at what I assume is a machine shop being disassembled and inspected for repair or machine work, and then probably being put back together. Maybe that's the one he's going to use. Maybe the one I just showed is a runner. I'm not sure. So, and just if you're joining us, we're having fun. I used to be a people person, but then people ruined it for me. So that's the fun part. Live chat's kind of died down. We had quite a bit of live chat going. If you're just joining us, please click like. If you've never been here before, please tell me where, in the live chat, type where you're watching from. It's interesting. So far, we've had Syria, South Africa, South Carolina. We had different parts around the world, in the United States and globally. It's kind of fun how YouTube and the internet makes the world a smaller place. We can all hang out, talk cars, find common ground, talk about things that are unique to us and other people find interesting. And I love using this platform to get to know you and get to know what you're working on, get to know how the automotive scene is like near you, because it's unique to everyone. And the things that are popular where you are or common are not necessarily common around the world. So that's the part where it becomes interesting to me and to a lot of people, I think, is you get to see what somebody's working on. So, for example, I'm going to put this up. So I'll been talking about South African food. Nothing better than biltong. My mama had biltong shop in Free State. No, that's South African. Okay, so I'm not familiar with that food. Can you explain what that food is like and why it's your favorite? So I would love to explore foods from around the world. My wife and I got to go to England and Ireland. I won a trip from Isuzu Commercial Trucks of America. It was an amazing trip. Never thought I was going to leave the United States to visit anywhere. It actually made me it more emboldened to see different parts of the world, because although it was different and exciting, it wasn't so different that it was, I don't say unfamiliar. I mean, there was different nuances at the hotels and, in the streets of, say, London and Ireland and Dublin, and we did Ring of Kerry, all kinds of things that were unique to that area of the world, which made it really fun. And we got to see some very historic things, but it was comfortable in knowing that, as different as it was, there were a lot of similarities. People go to work, they have to drive places, they have to essentially do the same things that you do in different ways and unique ways where they live, but interesting to me to see how. All right, Oliver's still here. So, Oliver, what I'd really like to know is the food that you mentioned, your favorite food, biltong, if I'm saying that correct. I would like to know what that is. What is it? Is it a meat? Is it a pastry? What is the food that you're referring to that's unique to South Africa? Because I'm not familiar with that per se directly, and I would like to present that because it's interesting to me. So, growing up in the United States, there's a lot of things that are common, from different parts of the world, but we have restaurants that feature different cuisines. Like if you have Italian restaurants, very popular. Mexican restaurants are very popular, but our version of Mexican food or Italian food or whatever food, it may not be an accurate representation of what it's like to have those cuisines in that country, because I think what they do is they modify the recipes for things that people are used to in a region. So, it's almost like Mex-American or something. I don't know. Like, I would imagine like a street taco in Mexico versus what you would be presented with in a Mexican restaurant in Western New York are probably different. The seasonings might be different, the way that's prepped. So, all right. So, Oliver, the crate was a running stand. Oh, okay. So the crate that he's got is a running stand. So so I got that engine cradle for the inline 6-cylinder 1937 Olds engine, which was made in China. Supposedly rated for 1,000 pounds. I had to cut and modify it to fit that inline 6-cylinder. So, but I know that I'm just going to represent this. This is the engine running stand that Oliver's got wheels on for his V8 International. And that, just by the looks of it, are very, very heavy duty. And he added the wheels, it sounds like, so that he was able to move that around, because obviously it's at least a few hundred pounds, probably 500 pounds. Let's say 250 kilograms. I don't know my metric conversion, but at any rate, it weighs a lot. And that stand is built heavy duty enough that you can run that engine on the stand. And by adding the wheels, he can move that engine in his garage. So storing it, he can probably store it in his garage where he can park a car next to it, kind of like I got going on. I'm assuming that's very similar to the setup that I have, although I have a different platform that I'm using. Same idea, right? We want to work on our projects and still have a place and space to live and use around here. Like we're getting into the late fall winter season where it's going to start freezing and we're going to get snow in Western New York. You know, we get hot temperatures in the summer. We get all 4 seasons in Western New York. And specifically in the Buffalo area, we're known for blizzards because we're at the tail end of Lake Erie, which is one of the Great Lakes. And we get the wind off of Lake Erie, which produces lake effect snow in the wintertime, where other parts of the country or the world, even though the climate is cold, they don't get the snow accumulation we get what they call snow bands. So if the wind, let's say it's moving in a certain direction, creates heavy lake effect snow in a small area. So we've had a couple blizzards in the last, I don't know, 20 years. It seems like every 7 years we get a big storm. The band of snow, I had 7 feet of snow fall in my yard in a matter of 48 hours. So we were like snowed in. You know, it was like state of emergency, power lines down, no power, whatever, for, you know, for days. And my brother, who lives, you know, 20 miles from me, had literally green grass. He had no snow. So it's kind of unique in Western New York because of the wind coming over Lake Erie, especially when it's a cold wind and the lake is not frozen. You get lake effect snow that's very heavy at times. So obviously utilizing the garage to keep the cars in overnight when it snows or freezes. I have a plow vehicle that I keep outside. So like turn the key and plow the driveway and put it back, and then the cars can get in and out. And if you keep up on it, even when we get 7 foot of snow, if I know we're going to get a big storm, I plow not only my driveway, I plow into the grass, because as the snow accumulates, the driveway gets narrower and narrower. So I'll tear up the grass plowing snow to keep lanes open and keep room to put snow. In worst case, my neighbor's got a wheel loader, pay him to scoop snow out of the driveway if I get really stuck. I got a pretty long driveway. So in terms of, it's, let's say, 60 meters long. It's quick metric conversion. So it's pretty long, and it's 2 cars wide. So it's a little bit of work to keep clear in the wintertime. So appreciate everyone coming out. It's been about an hour. I did want to reach out and invite everyone to my live stream on Saturdays. Last Saturday, we had car trivia. Everyone that participated seemed to have fun with it. We kept it lighthearted, and we got to learn and hang out together. And at any rate, Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. For some of you, it may be in the middle of the night. So I want to put this comment up from Oliver. Rat rods. So rat rods are popular. And on my channel, when we're done with this, if you get bored, maybe I can play it real quick. I built a Mack B model rat rod out of a Chevy pickup. And it kind of was a fun project. And the thing that was interesting about it, it didn't cost me a whole lot. It cost me some time, but it didn't cost me a whole lot to build. And it was a lot of fun to drive. And it was reliable because it was based off a Chevrolet. And in terms of a cool vehicle, you could take to cruise nights, car shows, all that. It was just overall kind of a fun vehicle to have. So it's 6 minutes. 6 minutes long. Do you guys want to watch real quick? I'll put it up. So I'm gonna present this on. Let me share my screen. We're talking. The subject is rat rod, and I want to show you my Mack B model rat rod that I built I'm hoping that I can share my screen. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this, and I'm going to play it.
Welcome to Fun with Cars. Today we're going to take a look back at my Mack B model rat rod build. I'd like to thank all of my subscribers for your support in helping us reach a mile marker of 150,000 views. Please share your favorite video on this channel with 10 of your friends and ask them to subscribe to the channel also. Let's grow this together. Thank you. On the trailer is a 1988 Chevrolet that I bought from South Carolina as the donor vehicle. The doors had been sold and the bed was missing. The front end was damaged. As you can see, it is very rust free. The original brake lines, the original fuel lines, very clean chassis. Here's a little lizard that came with the truck and I set him free. I left the floor and the firewall from the donor vehicle and I cut the floor and firewall that was rotted out of the Mack. And here's where I started putting them together. Once I got both halves cut to match, I set them in place where I wanted them and started welding them together. Here's a look at the custom cowl pieces I made to make the two cabs together. Once the cab was mounted in place, I started mocking up the front fenders and hood. I bought brand new Mack windshields and a weather strip, and my friend Mike helped me put them in. I cleaned up the original Chevy wheels and replaced all the center caps. I trimmed 6 inches of material out of both front fenders to match the width of the Chevy. Once they were trimmed, I started welding the front fenders back together. Once the cab and the front of the vehicle were roughed in, I started building a custom bed from scrap metal I bought at the salvage yard.
Okay. Hi, kids. Hey, how was your first ride in the Mack, kids?
Good.
In the Mack Rat Rod.
Very good.
Very good.
Listen, tell Mom what you want to do to this.
I want to spray paint it.
You do? What color?
The gray spray paint. There's like that shiny gray spray.
Then what? Shut on the outside, on the side.
Outside, I want to put flames out.
Flames on it. Really?
And I want to put flag on the front.
Oh,
Not like a real flag. Spray paint.
a spray painted flag on the hood or something?
A rose?
That's Daddy's good luck charm that I gave him.
You flew that? You flew that?
I picked it off the rose bush. Daddy put it in the truck for good luck. Hi, little buddy. Did you have fun? I can't see your face. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Kaden, look at the camera. Hi, buddy. Whoa, close up.
All right, so I got to shut this off so you're not hearing the music anymore. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video on the Mack rat rod that I built. It came up because Oliver mentioned that rat rods are becoming big in South Africa right now. So we went through that a little while back. Trends come and go. So the rat rod trend I really like, and it's still popular, where you take something old and either reanimate it by putting a different engine in it. You just take a bunch of pieces that are good or usable and kind of mold them together to make something that works and drives and runs and stops and turns. And you don't have to worry about it being fancy or shiny. It's kind of a metal art display of it exists. And I think that's cool. I think it's a lot more fun to me personally than something that's shiny and show quality, because when it's shiny and show quality, you have to worry about people scratching it getting ruined. You have to worry about the weather, a lot of factors that when you have a rat rod, it's just a driver and it's something fun and cool and old, and everyone can enjoy it. Most everyone, except the purist. Maybe not like rat rods, but that's okay. They're not for everyone, but I like them. So that's the subject of the rat rods. I'm in the process of making a fender from scratch for the Rambler American, and I'm probably going to go back to that right now after I wrapped up the live stream. We've been at it for an hour and about an hour and 15 minutes. So unless somebody else wants to comment in live chat, you want to talk about something else, I think I'm going to wrap up live chat. I appreciate everyone that came to watch. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I ask that you please click like and subscribe. Do have some videos coming up soon that I'm in the midst of putting together, and I'd like to share that with everyone. I'd like to invite everyone to my Saturday live stream, which occurs every 6 p.m. on Saturday evening, Eastern Standard Time. So depending on where you are in the world, obviously you may be sleeping at the time that it is produced. So I understand that. But if you can make it, we'd love to have you. I've try to do a live stream during the week at this time to catch some of my European viewers, where it would be late on a Wednesday evening for you guys. So thinking 6 hours ahead of me, it's probably just at 9:15 p.m. in England, maybe, if I'm doing my math correctly. But at any rate, appreciate everyone that came to join today and comment and tell us about your projects. Oliver, especially, thanks for sharing your international engine with us. We had OG. I want to go back and chat and just make sure I don't forget thanking anyone. OG. We had Mystery Inc., who came in to troll a little bit, but he actually seems like a good dude. And we had Arif, AK. He's he joined us from Syria. I got to remember that next time. I had Iraq and Syria join in live stream, which I find just fascinating. South Africa today. I had Kenya before, England, Germany, New Zealand. I think I'm missing another big one, but appreciate everyone joining from around the world. It's kind of interesting to talk and chat with you about your projects and what's going on in your world. So please join us on Saturday if you're available. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. And thank you, Oliver, for sharing with us today. So I hope you have a great rest of your week. Hope things are well with everyone out there. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate all of you. Have a good day, and hopefully I'll see you Saturday.